We'll do a final story, then we'll cut you off tonight. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. عن ابن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه قال نظر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى الجوع في وجوه أصحابه. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala narrates that once Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam could see the hunger on the faces of his companions. فقال, he said, أبشروا, he goes, glad tidings to you. فإنه سيأتي عليكم زمان يغدى على أحدكم بالقصعة من الثريد ويراها عليه بمثلها. He goes, I see in your future, every single one of you will wake up in the morning eating tharid. Tharid is a dish the Arabs used to hold above the others. It's a basic version of it is bread ripped into pieces with some sort of curry on top. But the thing is, it is cooked like that. You know, sometimes we do that. If you have bread or if you have rotis, you just rip it into pieces and you put curry on top and you eat it. This is like a fake version of it. They used to cook the whole thing. When we did this particular, not this one, when they were talking about tharid in our final year in Bukhari class, they'll start, one of our classmates was someone from Afghanistan. So he knew how to make it. So he was 40 years old. He was our classmate as well. And they used to have this every now and then. So when done the hadith, he brought it in and we ate it. So actually quite nice. They put all different. You put meat as well in it. It's like a whole big dish. It's quite good. And the Arabs used to hold it above others. It was like a kingly dish for them. So Prophet ﷺ was telling them, I see you every morning you are having this and every evening you are having this, indicating that they will have no lack of, worldly wealth. And we saw that came to pass as well in the later years because they grew very wealthy at that time. So when they said that, قالوا, they asked, Ya Rasulullah, he goes, نحن يومئذ خير. He goes, on that time we will be much better off. Prophet ﷺ said, بل أنتم اليوم خير منكم يومئذ. He goes, Prophet said, no, today is better for you than that day. And then he finishes. This is an indication of how much a person can go high in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he is going through these trials and these sufferings. And Prophet ﷺ, he couldn't see the future, everything, but bits and pieces of them he knew because obviously he's getting contacted by Jibreel alayhi salam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala where he came by. So he knew a lot of things of the future, and one of them was this. And he didn't say it was bad or anything. He said it was okay. He never said it was something that is gonna be bad for the Sahaba, but he said to them, today is better than that day, which means that at times of suffering we actually have a greater chance of gaining higher status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And money, wealth itself isn't a bad thing. It's only bad because it tends to distract us in terms we move away from the deen. But itself, as you know, in the Quran, the wealth is actually described as khair. The word khair is used to describe wealth. Most of the Mufassirin, they say khair is in the ayat is actually about wealth. So it shows that if it's described as something good, it's not a bad thing. It's because when we do have this, we tend to forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot, and it becomes a means of distracting us. So whenever we do have any troubles and we have difficulties in our lives, we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it is a test of how much sabr we have in our difficult times, and it's also a test of how much shukr we have in our good times. So whenever we are being well off and something good happens, what we do when that happens will decide in eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who we are. If something good happens, we decide to go out and celebrate all the time and forget everything else, and that shows that wealth is not good for us. But if you do have something, you get a new job and you straight away turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you pray some 2 rakats and then you do shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then again, this wealth will be good for us, inshallah. So whenever we're facing difficult times, remember that the Sahaba, they also had these difficult times, and because of the way they reacted to it, is brought them to what they are known as today. So you always have sabr whenever we have any difficulties, and always praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever something good also happens. May Allah give us tawfiq to what has been said.